My name is Gordon, and this is the story of how my brother and I began to reconnect. It was a very special day. My brother, the Flying Scotsman, was visiting the island of Sodor for the first time in many years. Hello, Sodor, my last surviving brother. Hello, it has been a while. Yes, well, I'm back. Everyone, this is my brother, the Flying Scotsman. More like the Frying Scotsman. That doesn't even make sense. Hello, everyone. I don't think we've been properly introduced. I'll introduce everybody then. So this is Edward. He's one of the oldest engines on the railway, and it really shows if you know what I mean. Huh? This is Henry. He's sick most of the time, but ever since he got his upgrade, he's worked pretty well. He takes the flying kipper in the mornings. Gordon, I thought you thought more highly of us than this. Before you say anything, I can climb hills. You can't. Yes, I can, and even if I couldn't, my splendid red paint would more than make up for it. I think it makes you look like a toy. I am not a miniature engine. Edward, can I sleep at Wellsworth for the rest of the week? What's Wellsworth? It's one of the mainline stations here. I can show you it later if you want. Of course. It's great to see you back, brother. It's going to be a long week. Later, I was showing the Flying Scotsman around. Arrived at Wellsworth. And here is Wellsworth Station. I think you'll find it'll be Wells worth the wait. Yes. Impressive. I can't wait to meet all of my fans here. Edward arrived. Hello, Gordon. Hello, Flying Scotsman. Don't worry about him. He's just a small shunter. Gordon? Hello, Edward. I'll be back later. Stay here. Hello, Edward. Hello. It's going to be a long week. That's what I said. Gordon's gone too far. Oh, give him time. The Flying Scotsman will be leaving in a day or so anyway. I have to admit though, I've never seen Gordon under this much pressure before. Me neither. It's kind of sad. Even after all these years, he's still so strongly driven to keep his reputation secure. I'll talk to him later when the Flying Scotsman isn't around. That night, Edward and I met at the Tidmouth work shed. Gordon, what is it? Can we talk? About what? About you, Gordon. What about me? A long time ago, you were like him. You were the fastest engine on Sodor. You were proud. You were strong. But, Edward, I am all those. And you talked endlessly about it. Your reputation was everything to you. You wouldn't let anyone see you in a state you thought undignified. and you certainly wouldn't accept when you'd made mistakes. But times changed. You changed. Your avoidance of pulling goods led you to make the worst mistake ever. But this time, you admitted to it. You admitted you were wrong. And you apologized. You changed. You grew and developed over time, doing things you never would have done before. But your brother has had a different life. He's lived on the mainland and been a celebrity of steam, the first engine to go 100 miles per hour. He hasn't been humbled. He's a celebrity, an icon. And it's up to you to show him that he doesn't have to be so vain all the time, because you've grown, and so can he. You're right. I'll try my best, but I don't want to sever our connection. We need to reconnect. Thank you, Edward. I hope the Flying Scotsman will see sense. We need to talk. What about? You know that whole hierarchy system from the mainland? Tender engines are better than tank engines and all that? Well, we don't really do that on Sodor. Not anymore. What do you mean? Sodor is a safe haven, the last place in the world to operate with steam engines. All over the world we are getting caught up and thrown into scrap piles. You are my last surviving brother, and as a brother I have to ask you, why would we concern ourselves with petty disagreements and competition? We have to stand together and fight for our lives. Oh my, Gordon. What have they done to you? Nothing. Oh dear, you've been tricked by them all. No, I've grown. And clearly you haven't. I will never return to those days ever again. Now I know I was wrong. And you apparently don't. Admit it, Gordon. You talk about your speed, strength, dignity, but it's all just a lie you tell yourself to make yourself feel better. How can I put this politely? You will never be me. You will never be as fast or as famous. You just won't. Oh no. Well, let's see what happens when I try and break your speed record. Last time I had more important business. I've got you, Gordon. Thank you. You saved me. Of course I did. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. No, you don't have to apologize for anything. It's all my fault. You're right, Gordon, about all of it. Just because we're big fancy express engines doesn't mean we're the best. Just because we're faster or stronger or more famous. Right, now let's get to the works. You'll have to show me where to go. Just follow the main line. Gordon? What? No, I'm Edward. Gordon! Calm down, Henry. Wow, I knew I shouldn't have trusted Gordon the way I did, but you? Henry, calm down. It's okay now. The real Gordon is back. Oh yes, of course he is. Ha, like I'm going to believe that. Henry, the real Gordon is horrible. He stood up against the Flying Scotsman. I doubt it. Edward, I've seen the real Gordon before. The horrible, arrogant one. Not the one he pretends to be nowadays. Not the one you believe he is. I've seen him. Flying Scotsman has brought the real Gordon out these past few days, but the real Gordon would never stand up against his brother. He only cares about himself and how great he is. He's basically James, except everyone takes him seriously. But you know what? I know that. I know how horrible the real Gordon can be. But I had no idea how horrible the real you could be. It seems like the new brakes we got you and Henry are faulty, Gordon. It'll just be some minor adjustments and then you'll be good to go. Henry's coming through here soon with some goods, so if you could stop him, that would be great. Henry, of course. I must be off now. I've got fans to meet at Vickerstown. I'll be sleeping there and then I'll come back in the morning to check on you. Gordon! Yes, that's my name. Oh, Henry, Oh no, don't go telling me what you are! Henry, wait! I'm not waiting for you a second longer. I'm not just going to sit around while you use me as something to laugh at with that horrible brother of yours. Gordon, I'm not taking any more of this from you. Never again. I'm sorry, but are you? Are you really sorry? I thought you had changed. I'd accepted it. You were sorry and you had moved on. But now that he's here, you've betrayed me once more. I don't care about your brother, Gordon. Even after everything, we've been together this entire time. He's not your brother. He'll never be. I'm your brother. Now, I'm going back to Timoth. Then, in the morning, I'm going to pull the Flying Kipper better than ever. You'll see. Wait, Henry, stop! The new brakes are faulty. Come back. I'll show him. Last remaining brother. I'm Gordon's last remaining brother. Your brakes should be all good now, Gordon. We'll run some tests and you should be back on the express again in no time. Are you okay, Gordon? Not really, but at least I'm doing better than Henry. Yes, Henry. You know, Gordon, the two of us work well together. Yes, we do. How curious. An engine from Sodor and an engine from the mainland working together. Do you wish it was like this more often? Do I wish you visited more often? I think so. Well, it's more than that. You see, many years ago, the big railways on the mainland all merged together into one. Nowadays, they all work together in harmony. But the Northwestern, it only partially merged. What are you saying? The Northwestern already has a rail link to the mainland. It would be very easy. I don't understand. British Rail sent me here to see if they could acquire the Northwestern as part of their own. Would you maybe think about talking to Sir Topham Hatt? Hold on. So are you just here to persuade me into giving BR full control of the Northwestern? Look, Gordon, they threatened to scrap me. So, you put your own life above all of ours? Scotsman, you are the singular most famous steam engine in the entire world. BR wouldn't dare to scrap you. Do you actually care about me? Or did you just save my life to look good? You've seriously been trying to get me on your good side this entire time? Gordon, I'm sorry, but I had to do it. This change, it will be better for everyone. No, it wouldn't. Our brothers are dead. That would be the fate of myself and my friends. Don't tell me you're sorry. You've lied to me enough these last few days. What should I do then? Leave. Get out of here. Get off this island right now, and don't come back until you're actually sorry. We need to reconnect. Henry, something's happening. He won't slow down. Didn't Gordon say something about the new brakes? I think he was telling the truth. Uh-oh. If we're careful, we might be okay. The only problem could be the difficult bend before Coalstorm. I think we have a runaway. I'm coming for you, brother. I can do this. Gordon, what are you doing? Saving my brother's life. I'm so sorry for everything. Later! You aren't going fast enough. I can make it. Thank you, Gordon. It's not over yet. The difficult bend's coming up. We definitely won't make it around there. We aren't going to make it. Maybe not, but at least we're going down together. I'm sorry, Henry. I'm so sorry for everything. Me too. I was way too harsh on you. Well, to be fair, I was way too horrible to you. For decades. I'm glad you two are okay. Oh, Edward, I'm so sorry about what I know. I'm sorry, Edward. Let's get you two back to the works. Do you think we'll ever make up? I'm sure you will eventually. Maybe next time he visits. But Gordon, if you ever need anyone, you have us. Of course. We've lived through more with you than your brother ever will. We'll always be there for you. for each other. So that was us. I had managed to reconnect after all, just not in the way I'd initially expected. It turns out the engines who were always there for me were the engines I least expected. I didn't know what would happen next, but for now I knew that the 3 railway engines were back together.